Yes, indeed. A very big hello and welcome to the Dandenong Club, the host venue of the 2022 UBC. So how are we going to predict what's going to unfold in these semi-finals when you have a look at the Colts, who have just been the rock stars so far of the tournament, and Warilla, that big name pairing of Teys, and when you look at the other two as well, the Challengers have taken everyone by storm and surprised a few people as well, and then Geelong just ultra consistent. So, you know, there's big stars and there's stars on the rise. It's hard to predict.
Yeah, I think the four things you look at there, obviously with the Colts, they've been very consistent, and it's been Nathan Wilson, well, Dane McKinnon setting up for him, but Nathan Wilson just a highlight reel. You look at Teys and Wedlock, the Wedlock weight. Teys and Wedlock, they just combine so well, and look, it's going to be surprised if they don't go through this week without winning one of the events. That's my thoughts. And then you look at the Challenger, and it's just a surprise packet. You never know what you're going to get. You know you're going to get entertainment and you're going to get good bowls, but throw a couple of other bits and pieces in there. And then Geelong, you're guaranteed to have Harley setting the platform and Pearse playing some X-Factor shots.
So let's meet our semi-finalists. We'll start off with the Flem Colts. Haven't they brought this place up in terms of decibels, and Nathan Wilson's been an absolute star.
Yeah, it's just a highlight reel for him, and Dane McKinnon is giving him the opportunity to do that. A very good bowler, Dane McKinnon, in the Victorian stateside, and Jordan Yates, up-and-coming Victorian star. He's the third member of the Flem Colts. Dane McKinnon, Nathan Wilson, Jordan Yates, and here they are, straight onto the ring.
Nathan Wilson's just built for this format, isn't he, Greenie?
He loves it, that's it.
Another Bendigo boy.
Absolutely. And Salite, the choice of champions.
And now, what about this? The Teys Wedlock combination.
Yeah,
almost 300 games of experience at Australian level.
That's it. Aaron Teys, he's got gold around his wrist. He'll have it around his neck with the Com Games, hopefully. The same with Corey Wedlock. They love the gold. Jeremy Henry, King Henry, he'll be there watching on. He's just shaking hands with the other players. But Corey Wedlock, Aaron Teys, Jeremy Henry, the Warilla Gorillas, ladies and gentlemen.
Here they are. Two of the biggest names in bowls.
They can absolutely do anything, these boys.
This has got the ability to be maybe one of the best matchups, Benny, that we've seen for the whole UBC, and that'd be saying something given the calibre of bowls that we've been witnessing.
Absolutely. Strap yourself in. Corey Wedlock can get on a heater here. D-Mac's been playing well too, and I haven't seen a bad bowl from Nathan Wilson this whole event.
No, and what we've been noticing too, when you have a look at who they've beaten in the lead up to this, they beat Moama, and he went head-to-head with the great Alex Marshall, and then they play Exodus, and he goes head-to-head with Aaron Sheriff. He has relished the matchups with the biggest names there is.
Absolutely, he sure has. And we're talking about big names. We're going to be welcomed by a big name very shortly. So I think we take this opportunity to thank Benny Hubber for
thank you, Benny.
All of his work.
Great job.
It's been great having you with us, Benny.
No worries. Strap yourselves in for the semis.
Looking forward to it. We get great access all through this tournament and these events. In the middle chair, we rotate some of the players who are participating in this, and I'll let you do the honours to introduce our next special guest commentator. Take it away, Greenie.
Yeah, I think all you need to actually say is the name, because it's a wow factor for everyone. We spoke about the great players that Nathan Wilson has been stepping up and playing against and lifting, and there's none greater than our new co-host, and that is the one and only Alex Marshall.
We're going to get Alex's headset all into place. Alex, thank you so much for jumping in with us. Great to have you on board. It's a real treat. Give us your thoughts on how you think this matchup's going to unfold.
Now, first of all, it's a privilege and a pleasure to be on board with you guys here. But I think we've got a great spectacle here. You know, these two guys, you know, the two teams here have been playing phenomenal. You know, Nathan and Dane were exceptional against ourselves, you know, in the earlier game this afternoon, and didn't really matter what we did, but they guys beat everything that we put in. So yeah, and Teys and Corey, you know, two sensational players who are in the Aussie squad. So yeah, I think we're in for an exceptional game here.
And Corey Wedlock just getting the first toucher straight away, the Wedlock weight. What impressed you about Nathan Wilson? I heard you talking to Benny Jones, and you had high praise for this young man.
Yeah, oh, they were fantastic. You know, as I said, there wasn't too much in the game, but you know, Dane led very well, and whenever, you know, Bester did beat Dane to the jack, you know, Nathan converted every single time. I think there was one end, you know, that he actually failed, but I didn't capitalise, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, these guys have been going so good. You know, they beat Sheriff and Sean Ingham, who I thought were the team to beat on paper, but they beat two great teams, and they've came up against another sensational Pearse. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, conversion there from Dane McKinnon. And Alex, you must be shaking your head a little bit, because you've come up against a red-hot Flem Ken in Event 2. Event 1, you come up against the red-hot Warilla boys.
Yeah, you know, every single game's a hard game. Of course it is. You know, 5 ends, short format, it's quick, it's exciting. You know, the game changes so quickly. But yeah, we played Teys and Corey, you know, in Event 1. And again, I don't think we've done too much wrong, but these two guys were sensational, as were, you know, Nathan and Dane. But you know that's the way it goes. You know, you play the balls. You know, you just got to try and do the best you can. But you know, these guys were both sensational.
So the lead shot and the early toucher has Warilla with a 6-0 lead. Nathan Wilson into his work, and there's plenty of support for this Flem Ken Colts side, Alex. They bring a bit of ruckus.
Yeah, they do. You know, they've got a rhythm going. You know, once Nathan, you know, once he finds his line in length, you know, he's very, very dangerous, and you know, he carries a lot of, you know,
look at that.
What a shot. But yeah, he's a very confident player once he gets in front, and I think if the Colts do get in front, I think they'll be hard to peg back.
Aaron Teys with a toucher, so it's a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, the Colts will be looking to go one step further than a couple of nights ago. They were defeated in the semi-final. They played the Dandenong Club, who were the eventual runners-up.
Yeah, I just think it's all about consistency. You know, if you can play really consistent on the night, get a couple of touchers, win the changeover, then you've got every chance. But you know, the key is consistency.
Now, Alex, I need to apologise because I didn't say MBE when you sat down. Is there a punishment that is coming my way for that? Have I?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. No, not at all.
It is a pleasure to have you. You're regarded as one of the greatest ever. You've got more Com Games bowling medals than anybody. 5 golds, 6 indoors, 7 worlds. What are you most proud of in your illustrious career?
You know, I've had a great life on in the bowling fraternity, but yeah, I think the 2 shots in Glasgow, you know, that I played back to back to get us to the final of the Commonwealth Games gold medal playoff. I think, you know, to play a hand that was probably the worst out every single green, you know, that was at Glasgow, and to play these 2 bowls to get us to the final, you know, I'll never forget them, and getting an MB by the Queen was probably, that's up there as well. You know, you got a 30-second-minute chat, you know, with the Queen, which was very, very nerve-wracking. Probably the most nervous that I've ever been in my life. You know, more nervous.
Does Her Majesty like your forehand or your backhand better, did she say?
No, I just had to watch what I was doing when I went up to the dais to make sure I never done anything wrong. But you know, as I say, it was very nerve-wracking, but a very, very proud moment.
What did she say to you?
No, she asked me 2 questions about you know, when I first started playing bowls and what was my first major achievement. But it's just a sensational moment.
And can you give us the answers to those questions as well?
No, it was just very nerve-wracking. You know, very, very nerve-wracking. You know, face to face with the Queen. You know, it's one of these things in bowls. It's something that you actually dream of. But you know, I've had a lot of success within the game. But I think going face to face with the Queen is probably the most nerve-wracking you know I've ever been.
Welcome back to the UBC Highlight Show. After a dominant first end, Warilla were looking to wrap things up early with an ultimate end in end 2. But Nathan Wilson stepped up to the challenge with a nice draw shot to keep the Colts in the game. So So the good news for the Colts is they got first shot, but they only picked up 2 points because second and third going to Warilla. So 36-15 now.
Just for the format for the people who might be tuning in for the first time or a refresher for others, it is pairs. There is 3 people in the team, but only 2 play each match. There's 30-second shot clock, and there's plenty of points on offer. Points galore. Any toucher is 3 points to your side. After the leads crossover, whoever's got shot will be further 3 points. And then at the conclusion of the end, first shot's 10, second shot 5, third shot 3 points. You get first, second, and third, you get 18 points, and it's the ultimate end.
Just saw Dane leave one short, not using his orange. But as Alex Marshall said, he was on fire with the Blues. Speaking of on fire, Corey Wedlock. That didn't miss by much.
Yeah, great effort. Again, I think Dane needs to try and get his first ball behind and give himself a chance of scoring a toucher, because they need to start scoring shots here.
That's getting clapped by Nathan Wilson, who's going to stand right over this. And you've called for it. Oh, they got first though. I just reckon that this matchup might have a little twist in it. I wouldn't be surprised if we're turning for home and things are very tight,
And
although that won't enable that to happen. Another toucher for Corey Wedlock. He's dropping them on a dime at the minute, Alex.
Just sensational. You know, it's very rarely you'll see Corey throwing a ball out within 18 inches off the jack. He's just so consistent, picks a great line and picks really good weight.
Well, he does. He has the Wedlock weight, which we've trademarked earlier in the week.
He's sensational. You know, every single game that we've played against him, I think we've played against him 3 times now, and his Harley had a ball within 18 inches, 2 feet. He picks a good line, as I say, and his weight's always pretty good as well, and I think he likes this one as well.
Yeah, he's taking off after it.
He's got it again, another toucher. What a shot. Oh, lucky.
Oh,
Right, again,
they
another
should still
ball
have
in the area.
first and second.
Yeah, great shot.
Just look at that grouping.
You know these 2 boys pretty well. Alex, don't you? Spending a bit of time down at Warilla?
Yeah, you know, I've had a lot of good times at Warilla Bowling Club. They've been really good to me over the past number of years. They've got a great club down there, Kippy and his team, you know, with Jezza, and they've got a great bunch of youths, young policy.
Yes.
They've got a sensational club there, and I've been very fortunate to be part of that.
Here we go. Here we go, Nathan Wilson, and they don't get first, but they've got second, and he gets valuable points as well with the toucher. He liked that.
But yeah, certainly Corey and Teys, you know, they're going to be involved in the Aussie setup, I would imagine, for a number of years. 2 sensational players, and you know, it puts Aussie in a good place, you know, going forward in the future for
great.
World Bowls Commie Games.
Great to see too, because they sort of met each other playing junior bowls, and from there they've become best mates. I think they even lived with each other for a short period of time, but they still live pretty close to each other down at Warilla. And that's the beauty of having Jeremy at Warilla too, the mentor, you know, that sort of mentor role, especially them coming through the national ranks and internationals and now.
Yeah, Jeremy's been involved in, you know, the Irish team for a long time, and he's kind of lent a hand to, you know, all the youngsters at, you know, Warilla, and it's certainly paying off for the younger guys now, you know, with the experience that, you know, that Jeremy's had.
It's invaluable too to the national coaching setup, given the COVID years we've been, where they've been doing everything via Zoom meetings. They've been trying to set up programs and exercises at home, but when you have been able to come out to lockdown, for Gary Willis and Karen Murphy, the assistant of Jackaroos, to know that Jeremy's there, you know, and these guys have got someone that they can be...
Rely on,
it only helps.
No,
I can imagine.
Yeah. You know, he's like a father. He's like a father to these guys. He's always been there at Warilla. And if they have any issues at all, you know, Jeremy's always willing to help. So Jez has done a good job over the years at Warilla, and as I say, it's paying off for all these young guys who have had the opportunities to, you know, play with Jeremy and experience, you know, what Jeremy has done in the game.
Another toucher for Aaron Teys, and it's a 45-18 lead. I must say, I thought this matchup would be a bit closer, but
He needs to get past the orange one.
I think he's going to. Oh, he needed a little kiss off it, didn't he? He just needed a little feather.
Great effort.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic effort.
You got to love he doesn't die wondering, Nathan Wilson, does he?
You know, he gives everything right to the end. You know, he'll keep chasing. I think, you know, they've got a hard job in their hands now. I think they're going to be losing 3, I think, so.
And that's it, the ultimate end. So Teys won't even play his last bowl there. And the big thing there is
big scoring, isn't it?
Warilla's just scored the Colts' entire score in one end.
Yeah, they're up against it at the moment, that's for sure. The ultimate end from the ultimate combo. Teys and Wedlock.
Yeah, I
It's
think
going to take something almighty from here.
I think Dane needs to attack, needs to try and get 2 or 3 touches here and the changeover to give him any kind of chance at all. And always to score an ultimate end as well.
45-point lead. 2 ends to play. It's got a real now or never feel to it. Is he touching there?
Great effort.
So close to Dane McKinnon.
He had to give that a chance, didn't he? You know, they've got to try and score as many points as they can now.
The hard part about this format we've been speaking about a bit, Alex Marshall, is that it's not just about the points you score, but it's also about the points you can't allow your opposition to.
Of course, you know, but the situation, you know, that the Colts are in, they've got to attack. You know, they've got to chase the jack and try and score as many points as they can. And it's good that Dane's first ball's behind the jack, so if he does happen to trail it with his next one, he's got one waiting on it.
It's just going to go inside. To pile on more pressure, Corey Wedlock.
That's the hard thing too for the Colts is, even though they could try and chase down 63, by the end of the game there'll be more touches from Warilla and they'll just keep extending that lead.
Corey's done a good job there, puts 3 in the area. That's just what you've got to do, you know, mix them up a little bit, make it harder for the Colts to try and score shots.
And they can't afford to drop any of these crossover points now.
He needs to score here.
He's got to land one, doesn't he? He's given it, I think it's just going to go. Oh, that's...
And a touch.
Well, that helps.
Maybe. No, it's just not touched, I don't think.
Just shy of the jack.
Gee, a touch would have made it. Just kept it interesting.
And it's hard now for Nathan to get touchers. So, yeah, I think that's actually not too bad for Warilla. You know, that Nathan cannot get any touchers here.
So 42-point Warilla lead. They'll be hard to reel in here.
And even if they get an ultimate end, it's only giving them 39. It's
still a long way to go.
Yeah, it's a long way to go, yeah.
And then just, I'll just tap that one in for shot.
You just got to have a look at the form that Warilla came in. They put 99 on the Raptors. As we said, they would have been smarting. They were upset, with all due respect, the North Queensland Roos. No, I don't think anyone would have tipped that to be the result. And haven't they really come back with a vengeance in these finals? They were exempt from the preliminaries because they finished top 2 in their section, Greenie, and they have not looked like losing. Well, there's the man that brought them unstuck.
Yeah.
in the finals. There you go.
Still celebrating.
He is still celebrating.
But, you know, to be fair to Damien McGee, you know, he's played a lot of great balls. I've watched him a few times, and I thought he's played really, really well. So he has.
And he did in that final too. I mean,
yeah,
they were up against it, and he landed some big time
100%.
balls.
Oh, wow.
Shot for Nathan. He's maybe actually scored.
Yeah, great attacking shot
He's
there.
flying an ultimate end, even though Teys has got 2 balls to play, but doesn't matter where his ball goes here, you know, Nathan can take it off and score an ultimate end.
I think Teys has only got 1 to come, Taddy. Because it was
So they got the toucher.
Yeah, Teys has got 1 and Nathan's got 1, so it doesn't matter where Teys' ball goes.
Yeah,
Nathan's got a ball to get an ultimatum. Yeah.
Ideally, he wants to get back and behind that pack, doesn't he?
He needs to. I don't know if he can get back to get the ultimate. I don't think.
So they've
Has Nathan got a touch on the ditch here, or?
Well, his bowl hit the jack and
Yeah, I
followed
think it
through.
did. Yeah, so I think he needs to try and maybe just land the jack for first and second. He's only drawing.
Oh, he's almost tripped over.
Was that a little dance for the crowd, or?
A little bit.
Oh, he's not making it, I don't think.
And they shake hands. So a dominant display from Warilla Gorillas. And what an exciting run as it was in the first event finals. The Colts, they'll be back, don't you worry. They have upset some very big names, including none bigger than the man next to me, Alex Marshall. But they have been action-packed in their performances, and they lose no fans, but the Warilla Gorillas are looking every bit of ominous as their logo would suggest. And that is a commanding effort, 76-32, and they are through to the grand final in event 2. They will face the winner of the challenges in Geelong. Alex Marshall, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Corey and Teys played brilliant. You know, Corey led absolutely exceptionally well, and you know, don't think Teys was under the pump at any time, but when he was, he certainly, you know, done what he had to do to convert and put the shots at the right time. But you know, these Warilla youngsters, you know, they're going to be very difficult to beat. Although, yeah, there's still another semi-final to go, but the team, whoever gets through to the final, will need to go some to beat Corey and Teys.
Chris Green's with the Warilla Gorillas, who are through to the event 2 final.
Thanks very much, Sam. Firstly, we'll leave you alone for a sec, Jez, because we will get to you. Teys, Corey, boys, exceptional once again. It looks like you're having a heap of fun out there. You look super relaxed. You must be super confident. Is there anything that's not going right?
No, it's going good. The rink's playing pretty good. So me and Teys have played so many games together. We know each other's games. So we're good mates and just have a bit of fun and see what happens.
And Jeremy, you must be giving some good advice here, because I know you're playing 5 or 6 games, but from what I heard, you've been in excellent form. When are we going to ever see you on the TV ring?
Probably never.
Well, that's probably a good idea with the way these guys are going. But Jeremy, mate, have 3 people in these UBC sides, and for you to be sitting on the sideline just shows the form these 2 boys must be in, especially with your record on the carpet. You must be very confident in the boys heading into the final.
Yeah, the boys are playing well. You know, I'm getting a little bit too old for this, so the nerves go a little bit. So the youngsters are handed over to them, and they're starring at the minute, and hopefully they can get over the line in the final.
Well, they said you haven't been yelling at them too much, so that's always good. But, mate, they do love your support, and I know they love everything you do for them, obviously helping out in this coaching role you do in this team. But well done, boys, and we're going to let you have a little bit of a break. The final is going to be coming up, obviously, shortly, but well done. Semi-final number 2 coming your way very shortly. Over to you, Sam.
Nice work, Greenie, and I don't believe Jeremy Henry, Alex Marshall, when he says he hasn't been yelling, because his voice is gone.
Yeah, his voice is away. You know, he's had a little bit of issues in the last few months, but it certainly is getting better. But I think...
I apologise, I didn't realise.
He's had a bit of an issue. I think he was in the hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought his voice was hoarse from the shouting. I do apologise.
I think you'll be still shouting in regards to how his voice is, but I'm sure he'll be cheering the boys on right to the very end, because they are sensational players, and I think we're in for a great spectacle in the final.
Absolutely, these are the highlights of the Warilla Gorillas, 76-32 semi-final win over the Flem Colts, who have lit this event 2 final series up, and they just came up against a top-notch opponent, an elite outfit, world-class pair in Aaron Teys and Corey Wedlock. And we've been saying it a few times, Alex, it wouldn't really surprise anyone if that's the pairing that Australia go with at the Com Games.
Yeah, there's every chance. You know, because they're good club buddies, you know, the camaraderie is fantastic with the 2 guys. They've gotten so well with each other, and that's what makes a pair. So, yeah, it wouldn't certainly surprise me if they were the 2 guys that were to lead Australia going into the pairs in the Commonwealth Games.
Geelong Clippers certainly have been the most consistent side in this UBC tournament. They won Event 1. They're up next in the second semi-final of Event 2. Sam Hargraves back in commentary with Chris Green and the great Alex Marshall as well. This semi-final, we've got the young upstarts, the different units that are the UBC Challengers. Alex, they enjoy themselves out there. And then Geelong are just rock solid with the young lead, Harley McDonald, who's turning a lot of heads, and Ray Pearse, who we know is just comes up with big plays in big moments.
Yeah, I think the UBC guys have done fantastically well. You know, they've put up a lot of great performances, but I think they're going to be up against it here. I think the way that Harley and Ray's combined as a team, they've been sensational from day one. You know, they've also got Nathan Bush, you know, who's also been sensational during the event. To win one and to be in the second semi-final of the other, it takes a lot of doing with the field, the competitive field. It's incredible field, but these guys, I think the UBC have done really well, but I think they'll need to turn on to have any chance against the Clippers. But I think I'm going to tip the Clippers here because Harley's been going so well, and when Harley's failed, you know, Ray Pearse has been cleaning up at the back. He's been playing so well, so I think I've got to tip the Clippers here.
Greenie, introduce us to the UBC Challengers.
Yeah, and what a fun side they are. Brendan McCallum, you never know what to expect with Brendo, but you're going to get good bowls and you're going to get plenty of laughs. Matty Kurta, he's been playing big bowls, none bigger than the kill with the last bowl in the quarterfinal. Adrian Marchioli is the third player for the UBC Challengers. There we go, Adrian, Brendan McCallum, Matty Kurta, that's your UBC Challengers.
And they do come out to a lot of hype. They get around the crowd. They've really done well to orchestrate those fist bumps. They weren't quite on song earlier. Good to see they're on the same page now. This will be a lot of fun. The Geelong Clippers line up, Greenie.
They're definitely more coordinated than Brendo's socks. Ray Pearse, the star, and Taddy was just talking about, he's been cleaning up right after Harley if he's left anything there. Nathan Bush, the third player of the trio, he's been a great mentor in this role. And then Harley McDonald, he's been starring with touches galore for the Geelong Clippers. Nathan Bush, Harley McDonald, Ray Pearse, they are your Geelong Clippers.
And they stay with that combo, Harley McDonald. Damien McKee really does give a nice welcome, doesn't he?
He sure does. I don't know if those the advertising boards there are in any safety.
Today's games brought to you by Apia. Speaking about wonderful sponsors, Australia's go-to insurance for retirees, Apia Get Set Go.
Am I doing this one as well?
As we do the coin toss for this second semi-final between the UBC Challengers and the Geelong Clippers. In an absolute thriller in the quarterfinal, they were top two in their section to get straight through to the quarterfinals, not having to play in the preliminaries. And the UBC Challengers were the same, finished top two in the sectionals. They defeated the Cyclones in their quarterfinal. And now we are ready to roll, literally and metaphorically.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Look, I'm thinking it could go pretty similar to last game, where the Warilla side just started off gangbusters. But in saying that, the Challengers, they've taken all before them in this event.
So Brendan McCallum gets a nice start. But nice starts is what Harley McDonald's been doing all tournament. Alex, what's impressed you about Alex as he opens up with a first up toucher?
You know, I knew Harley from, you know, the actual Warilla days. You know, he was in our team when I played at Warilla. And I think he played 3 for Teys, but I've been very impressed by his form the last couple of days. You know, sometimes you're alongside the rink next to you and you can see how well that guy's been playing. He's been sensational. He's always been in the area. And he's setting up the heads.
Speaking of in the area, almost a follow-up toucher.
Effort, yeah. But yeah, certainly Harley's been setting up the heads for Ray Pearse. You know, he's not failing many times, and that's what you want. Somebody get the balls in the area, get the odd toucher and win the crossover. So yeah, Harley's been doing a great job.
And for those who are still learning the lingo, might have joined us for the first time, taking in their first bit of UBC action or even bowls action, talk to us about what setting up the head means, Alex.
You know, it's a case of, as I said earlier, it's all about consistency. If you can get your first bowl on top of the jack or behind the jack, you can dictate the end from that. You know, if you get a front toucher or a back toucher, you just got to make sure you've got balls behind the jack, because if there's anything if anybody puts the ball on at the jack, then you've got the balls behind it to to score the shot. So yeah, that's what everybody tries to do. Get a front toucher, back toucher, then build the head up from there.
And there's one just being pushed out the back by Brendan McCallum. So
this man on screen,
yeah, go green.
He has been absolutely phenomenal, as we've all witnessed, and it's just a.
He's stalking this one.
Yeah, it's
He's
just
so focused, and the concentration's there as well. He is. These guys are up for this.
Oh, well, is that going to come in?
Good
Oh, look at that.
Harley. What a shot.
First, second, maybe even third there, Alex Marshall.
Yeah, fantastic shot again. He did a double chance of, trailing a jack or sitting the back with the ball, and he's certainly put a great shot there to convert, and again to get the crossover, which is very important.
6-0 early lead, and they've got first and second shot, so it's a promising start for Geelong.
both leads have found it early, that's for sure.
Yeah, they certainly have 6 balls within 18 inches, 2 feet of the jack. That's certainly good going for the very first end.
And the head's set up for scoring here.
This is Matt Kurta. He was the hero for them in that quarter-final win over the Cyclones. Final bowl, he broke up the party and got them the win. Big drive, big time drive.
Yeah, I think he's certainly enjoying himself out there. They're both having a ball, aren't they? They're enjoying the concept of the event. Getting to, for these guys, getting to the, the latter stages, it's huge for these guys, and I think they've just grown in confidence. From the start of the day, they've got a few wins on the board, and playing very, very well, playing very consistent.
The amount of times we've seen Ray Pearse with his first bowl draw within 6 inches.
He's going again here, isn't he?
Should have gone to Specsavers, keeping on top of your eye health. He's our turf. Oh, he's coming after this again. Oh, he takes out his own.
He's not really missed too many, to be fair to Matt. He's normally been on the target most of the time, but he's just kind of went off target that time.
It's definitely a case of watching the bowler, because he'll follow it all the way down, but he stopped really quickly. And a clear indication he was offline.
So Ray's putting this one out the back, looking for the tee. Is he, Alex?
Yep. He's gone a bit too far, has he? Yeah, I think anywhere behind me, it was hard to cover the tee there because there's a blue ball within 4 inches, but I think he'll be happy with that back one.
And I would imagine these two, the UBC challengers, wouldn't be the first group to leave the clubhouse at the end of the day's play. I don't think they're the first to go.
I think they've had a great, as I said, they've had a great time.
Yep.
They both enjoyed themselves, had a lot of big results, and he's close. Oh, unlucky.
Took one.
But they'll certainly be happy if they do happen to lose this. They'll be happy to get as far as what they've got, because, as I say, the field's just been, both sections are sensational. A lot of great players, and for them to get to where they are and what they've achieved in the last couple of days has been really good.
So Alex, refresh my memory. How old were you when you started playing bowls?
I was quite, I was 8-year-old when I first started. I was actually quite lucky, because where the bowling club was, it was right opposite the school.
Yeah.
So rather than playing any, games within the school at lunchtime or break time, I used to just jump over to the bowling club, which was literally 2 minutes across the street, and I used to play with some of the older guys. But I was actually quite lucky where that bowling club was. There was a lot of good players at Gorgimmel's bowling club, and there was a lot of good players, and I got well coached, and that's. I've got to thank these guys for where I am today, because if it wasn't for that, then who knows what I'd be doing at this present moment in time.
Welcome back to the UBC Highlights Show. In End 2, the challengers came out swinging with some nice early shots.
Touch out, quite a touch out.
He's liking this.
Shot.
Oh, he's liking this. When the jack was shifted, Geelong was set for an ultimate end.
He's enjoying himself, isn't he?
He's always got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Let's never ever judge the reaction of the face. Again, Matty Kurta had to pull out another drive to keep the challengers in with a chance. Here we go.
He's keen.
Needs a result.
Touch up.
Touch up.
Oh, he's unlucky. He's 2 down.
Very,
Yeah,
very
unlucky
good
there.
effort.
Very unlucky.
We're already starting the third end. There we go.
Yeah, of course he got a toucher there, yeah.
So 15 apiece in that end. Sorry, 12, 13, 12, 15 for that end. UBC got 12.
Yeah, Razor won't be disappointed with Harley's opener there. He gave himself a chance, and because he did give himself a chance and missed, he still finished in a good area,
Which
which
is looking
is
good for
helpful
Brendan
later
McCallum.
on.
Sorry, Greenie, but that's a toucher coming up. There we go.
Sure is.
How good is he going?
That's
Going
his
really
second.
good.
Brings the margin back to 18.
Harley just needs to run here. Has he got enough weight to touch the jack? Yeah, good effort.
Might have given them first.
Great correction.
Good important thing is for Harley that he's got one in the area, which, you know, it's a great shot. You know, if he can come up with his next one, touch the jack, touch the ball.
Did give him first. Now he's charging after this is Brendan McCallum.
It's too wide, I think.
Yeah,
Too
a
keen.
little heavy,
Yeah.
a little bit too much grass or carpet. Is that just the adrenaline? Do you
Yeah, I
think
think-
he's come off the toucher
Yeah, I
and
think it
he's
is.
up
Yeah,
and
I think
about?
just what you have to try and beat that. If he lands the jack fat there, he tidies it all up and makes it so much harder for Harley. But now Harley's got a great opportunity here to just sit the ball or touch the white.
And when you talk about adrenaline, boys, that was his second bowl, so he actually chased his
Taking a
second
chance.
bowl.
Yeah. Surprised
Is that
Harley.
the harder part when it comes to bowls, Alex? Is that you can get your first, that's all well and good, but when you do get that blood pumping, to land it again on the second, is that often the more difficult for you?
Yeah, it is. You know, all you have to do is just obviously a chance to sit the orange ball or turn the white. But if he manages to do that, it puts all the pressure back on Harley.
And now he's underdone it.
Yeah,
So
it's too much weight. I
yeah.
think he should have really kept something like the same weight as his previous one to give himself a chance. But I was actually surprised to see Harley playing the forehand with his second one, because he's been playing this backhand so well.
Ray Pearse heading back to the mat here. He's been super impressive once again.
He's never far away in the draw shot. He's always in the area. Oh, what an effort. Another one in the area. There's some third shot.
And he's just so hard to score big numbers against Geelong, because he's always covering, he's always in there, he's always making
They've
it a
always
hard
got
task,
2-3
yeah.
balls within, you know, a foot of the jack, which does make it difficult to score shots. And that's why sometimes you've got to just try and chase and just try and get yourself in the area. And if you do happen to trail the jack away, you're taking the two orange balls out of play altogether.
Yep.
I just think he's played that just too much weight, I think.
Yeah, the only bonus he got out of it was he finishes
He's got the
closest
spot
to the
at the
tee.
back, yeah.
So the lead back out to 21 points. End of the third.
He's just changed over to the forehand.
What's his body language
He's
telling you?
given it a chance. He's very close here.
Well, he's very close, all
Oh,
right.
shot.
It's coming.
Good shot.
Oh,
Razor.
look at that.
That's a great shot. That makes it so difficult now for Matt to get the jack back. For the blue balls to come into contention at the back.
Does he go both bowls of the jack here, Teddy?
Possibly, yeah, but I think the blue ball will also move, I think.
Feels like a big moment in this.
Oh, he's liking it. Is he going to get back
Oh,
in
it's a bit
time?
heavy.
Yeah, just
It's
a little
heavy.
bit too wide. Yeah, it doesn't make it any easier for Matt with his last one. He needs to score.
Does Ray try and get to the tee now?
Yeah, I think he's got to cover the back stuff just in case Matt drives and he kills it. He's got to put something behind the jack, definitely.
The beauty of this format, Alex, is that your tactical moves have to be so decisive, and you only get one chance at a lot of them because it's the shortest format. It's the 5 ends.
Yeah, it's correct. And you've only got 30 seconds to make your mind up, so
Yeah.
you've got to make the correct decision. And I think Ray's made the correct decision here by putting a back one in. If he's far enough, he's not far enough. Now it gives Matt a chance. If he kills the end, he could at least score a couple of shots, which would get him back into
Looks
the...
like he's swinging the pendulum again.
It would get him back into the last end of the match.
Here he comes.
He's
charging after this. Oh, he took theirs
so
out.
Unlucky.
That'll be the ultimate end, boys.
It will be too, and he rips his hat off.
Yeah.
He's really, really disappointed with that. He liked it out of the hand. So that is going to make it incredibly difficult for the challengers to come back into this one with 2 ends to play. 57 to 18.
Yeah, it's going to be so hard to peg that back, especially the way that Harley and Free is playing. They're putting 3 balls within a foot to 18 inches every end, and it's going to be hard to score. With the way that these guys are performing.
It's a 21-point end for Geelong and just the 3 points in that one.
There's a touch for Harley right away. So yeah, what a shot!
Oh, that's just piling on the pain.
Yeah. Well, I think that could be the match winner. I think
42 points. Still smiling though, isn't he, Brendan? It was not as big a smile.
Nah, you've still got to enjoy yourself out there. They've done fantastically well to get as far as what they've done, and they've got to be proud of themselves for their achievement. Definitely.
15,000 in the skyrocket, isn't it, Greenie?
Yeah.
It's not a bad day's work, is it?
Absolutely. And they'll be full of beans for tomorrow's sectionals as well.
Oh yeah, they'll. It'll be exciting to see them back it up in event 3 because there's no doubt they will. They'll be out ready to go.
Yeah, they'll be confident. They've had a good day today, and they'll be confident about doing it again.
From Harley.
Oh,
just avoids
still a good shot.
A consecutive touch-up, but he's been so impressive in the first 2 events.
Yeah, certainly has. He's been sensational. As we've said, before, he's set up all the heads for Ray Pearse, as has Boucher. Oh, I don't think Ray Pearse has had too many games out. I don't think, has he? Has he sat out for many games?
Yeah, he sat out a couple, but not many.
I love that Nathan Bush has said that Nathan knows exactly where his career is and what he will and won't be doing in bowls. He said this is all about giving Harley every opportunity to shine on a bigger stage.
Yeah, young fella, great future, great player, good guy as well, really good guy too. And the way he's been playing here today, he's there's not many people that's actually matched him up over the last couple of days.
Yep,
been sensational.
I'm going to get into there unless something very unexpected happens. Although that's just kept it interesting.
Further 3 points as well. That's the big thing.
Yeah,
the lead will continue to extend.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to peg that lead back.
Potentially, guys.
45 points.
If they don't get sort of first and second here, might even be close to shaking hands, Tom.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Matty needs to give himself a chance. And
is that the second semi to be wrapped up in 4?
Yeah.
So it sets up a mouth-watering final, doesn't it? Warilla Gorillas are on a mission to make up for their early exit in the finals of Event 1. And Geelong just look unstoppable at the minute.
Yeah, they do, but
look
you know what?
Look at this.
Oh, what a shot.
Toucher from Ray.
And falls back behind it as well.
Great shot. But yeah, it should be an exciting final if it is going to be the Clippers versus Warilla. I think there'll be a little bit added pressure for the Clippers, after winning the first one. But saying that, they've got nothing to lose if they do happen to lose the second one. But I think, it's going to be a tremendous game. There'll be a lot of conversion shots played, I think, during the game. But I think we're up for a massive match-up with Corey Wedlock and Harley McDonald at the front end. So I think whoever wins that match at the front, I think they'll go on to win the match. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I think, and I can just see Jeremy Henry just to the left-hand side of our scoreboard.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be
very
playing,
watchful.
I don't think.
No, but he's taking notes, Alex.
Taking notes. Yeah. I think he'll be happy not to play. I think he'll be just happy to stand and watch. He's done his, but I seen him earlier. Jeremy's not lost his touch. I seen him playing earlier. It was like toucher and toucher and toucher, end after end after end. But I think he's quite happy with the 2 young fellas.
Well, they said he was lighting it up.
Here we go, gents.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Matt Kurta.
Good shot.
Won't go quietly into the night. 21-66, 45 point lead to Geelong. Ray Pearse stares this one down with some width. It's going to come inside it, and short too. So they've got first and second at the moment, the Challengers. They did give him 15 points, but there's still those 3 points there. They've got third at the moment. So can they get all three and just give themselves a sniff?
He needs to run, he needs to pass the
short,
orange.
isn't it?
No, he's not going to make it.
So that'll put them to 36, but 69 for Geelong. So it's still a 33-point lead. They need toucher on ultimate ends here, don't they?
39's the max. So,
yeah. 6 touchers, crossover, ultimate end. Yeah. And it's a draw.
With such a big score difference, it was a mammoth task for the Challengers to come back and win. Oh, goodness me. A millimetre in it. This could be close. I think he's got this. There we go. Touch up. They played the fifth and final end out, but Geelong's lead was too much. Geelong were victorious and were through to their second grand final.
Dropped
too much carpet. But it's still 1 and 2. And they're shaking hands. So they put 90 on the board.
Get the jack. He's got the jack. What a shot.
There we go. A toucher to finish off.
Yeah, what a shot. Good finish.
Chris Green caught up with the Clippers after the match.
Clippers, Event 1 champions. Now, Event 2, we're up to the final, and once again we see the Geelong Clippers. Before we get there, though, Razor, you just played against the UBC Challengers. So they've come through a qualifying event, and now they've made their way to the semi-final of one of the events here in the UBC. You must give a fair bit of credit to them.
Well, it's a great story. I mean, that's what the UBC is about, and that's why the qualifying events are there for any player out there that wants to play in the UBC and play for the prize money that's available. And the boys played awesome for the last couple of days, and to get to the semi-finals is a massive achievement. Yeah.
And well done to yourself and Harley. Bushy, you must be so proud of the efforts of the boys. Event 1 champs now to back it up and make the final of Event 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Super proud of the boys. And obviously after we were successful in Event 1, Ray made the point to us, don't stop there. So he's been pushing it. But hats off to these guys. They've been playing huge bowls at the right time. And yeah, good luck in the final.
I have been seeing a number of your sponsors and supporters floating into the Dandenong Club. Jeff up there in the stands as well. But it's great to see the support for you guys. And it's great to see how you guys are repaying the faith that they had in you out here. And you're doing it with respect, and you're doing it with class bowls.
Well done, Greenie, and well done to the Geelong Clippers. They've been the story of this UBC tournament so far. Looking to claim their second consecutive $40,000 winners check. And they are just so consistent, Alex Marshall. They're going to come up against a team, though, that looks set on redemption. It's going to be a blockbuster matchup, and I'm predicting big points in this grand final.
Yeah, there will be. I think we're in for a classic. There's going to be a lot of touches, a lot of conversions by both skippers Teys and Ray Pearse. But I think, as I said, Corey and Harley have been both playing sensational stuff. That I think whoever wins the outcome between Corey and Harley will go on and win this tournament.
Hey Alex, it's been a real thrill for us to have you with us. Alex Marshall, MBE, more Com Games gold medals than anybody. It's a real thrill to us to have you here. Thanks so much for lending us your eyes and your expertise and your insights.
It's a privilege. I just finished off by saying I'd like to thank the Mama Club for inviting me to participate in the UBC. They've been a fantastic club. They put a lot into balls, and I'd just like to thank them so much, as Pine Rivers as well. They've been great to me over the past. So thanks to both the clubs, and yeah, look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Join us next week for the Event 2 Grand Final, right here on the UBC Highlight Show. The UBC is proudly supported by Ryman Healthcare, Henselite, Sports Centre, Audica, Specsavers, Apia, and the Dandenong Club.